In my 15 years as a psychotherapist, there's been a huge cultural shift in the ways in which we as humans connect with one another, and all in a relatively short space of time. The expectation that we meet one person, fall in love, and stay together has long eroded. However, having worked with people each and every day who are seeking to improve their relationships, it's becoming apparent to me just how many variations are starting to emerge. It's great that people are free to explore and express who they are, and I do sense the freedom they experience as a result. The roots of so-called traditional marriage were business, not love. However, people are increasingly looking to their significant other to provide emotional support, going beyond the idea of marriage as a way to achieve financial security. This puts pressure on the marriage, as expecting that all of our emotional needs are met by one person alone can be unreasonable. The traditional framework of marriage has become less common, less expected, and even at times less practical. In fact, marriage itself is often not the only option. The unusual is becoming more common. Instead of this traditional framework, many of the relationships I've encountered see both parents working, the mother working and the father raising the children, or single parent families. An increasingly liberalising society has seen a rise in the same-sex relationships, transsexual and transvestite relationships, all of whom I've worked with. I've worked with polyamorous relationships who are in open, consensual relationships, as well as with swingers, people who want to explore sexual relationships with others as a couple rather than alone. Under the same roof, I've seen divorced couples living together, witnessed relationships with multiple chains of exes and children from exes, which can result in difficulties when trying to celebrate birthdays or during the festive season. I've worked with a female client who has had 10 children by 10 different men, as well as people in arranged marriages and relationships with large age differences. There are relationships where the wider family have great influence, and some where there is no extended family due to bereavement or relocation. I've worked with incestuous relationships, in particular where the daughter steps in as a significant other to her father once her mother has passed away. I've seen couples who dedicate themselves to their jobs with such gusto that they lose time and energy for their relationships. Then there are relationships where the man desires to be the breadwinner and feels emasculated when his partner is bringing in a greater income. Relationships where both parties have longed for the old stereotypes of marriage, or conversely are longing for the perceived freedom of modern relationships. The discrepancy between longing and reality can often disrupt happiness in relationships. I've supported people who wish to explore the elements of dominance and submission in a healthy and consensual way, where one party wishes for the other to take control, or they themselves wish to be in control. The scope and variety in relationships is endless, but what I see are similar issues arising in every case. People tell me of problems with communication, resources, time, restrictions to their freedom, anger, jealousy, and of course, infidelity. These challenges faced in human relationships remain the same, no matter what the makeup of those involved. How to express anger in a constructive, not destructive way. How to discuss difficult emotions without hurting the other person or people. How to ensure the needs of every member of the relationship are met. How to deal with infidelity or lies. So where does psychotherapy come into this? I've learned from working with such diverse groups of people that it does not matter what the relationship dynamic or what the problem is. Therapy can be helpful if the people sitting in front of me are willing to be open and honest, to look to themselves and to one another, and to change. Therapy aids in opening lines of communication and resolving problems, whatever the relationship, whatever the problem.